All right, everybody. Hi, Mr. Ron Kelly. Break back with Mr. Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com. All right, everybody, we're back. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com. Looks like I'm freezing up a little bit. Is God trying to tell me something? Anyway, everybody, it's about 20 minutes past the hour, 26 minutes past the hour. For 45 years, the American Board of Transportation has been providing safe and reliable transportation to and from your destination, school districts, private school transportations, after school trips for the football teams and whatnot. You name it, American Porterfield can handle it. Give them a call, 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423, American Porterfield Transportation. Your choice for safe and reliable transportation to and from your destination. Okay, everybody, it's about 26 minutes past the hour. It's Ron Kelly radio program. People in WBOK are going to kill me. I can see him coming. Anyway, 27 minutes past the hour. I would just make it so hard for Wick. Poor Wick has to deal with my nonsense every week on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. I'm going to talk a little bit about Karmelo Anthony, and not that of Karmelo Anthony, but another Karmelo Anthony, who spells his name not Carmelo with a C, but Carmelo with a K. Okay, this is a story. This story took place, let's see, about a year ago, I believe. Karmelo Anthony, 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony, is charged with murder for stabbing a white kid, Austin Metcalf, a 17-year-old student athlete. Different schools and didn't know each other, but they got into an altercation at the stadium, and Anthony allegedly stabbed Metcalf. Metcalf died at the hospital, and Anthony was arrested and charged with murder. Now, this story is taking on a national, it's just landed in the national spotlight, and not just because of, because it's a black-white thing. There's a black kid who stabbed a white kid to death, Yeah. So, but now the deal with this here now, this story, the Karmelo Anthony, not Karmelo Anthony, the basketball player. This is another Karmelo Anthony. Now the hit with this one is that this Karmelo Anthony trial has an all-white jury. Now it's supposed to be a jury. It's an all-white jury for Karmelo. So it's supposed to be a jury. It appears now. I'm a black man, and I went down. Where we have an all-white jury for a case involving Karmelo Anthony, a 19-year-old kid who stabbed a white boy here at a track meet. Now, Carmelo is saying that um, 13-year-olds, a couple of years younger than he was. He admitted killing the boy, readily admitted. But now, but he admitted killing the boy, but he's saying it was in self-defense. So, I think we all know where this is going. Karmelo Anthony, 19 years old. Not that Karmelo Anthony basketball player. No, we're not talking about him. It's Karmelo Anthony, 19 years old. Now he's not going to get the death penalty. The prosecution has decided not to seek the death penalty because the death penalty might have got him off. If it was a death penalty trial, that might have helped Karmelo Anthony. Now the trial is just starting. It was more than a year ago. It just took place, and now there's folks from all over the country who will to the courthouse and are outside protesting. I saw a news earlier today. There was a lady who, I guess she represented everybody, and she said that there were people from all over the country, black folks, who have come to the trial to support Karmelo Anthony. And see, I can't understand how they get away with this stuff. How do they get away with having an all-white jury? How do they get away with that? How do they get away with that? It's about 32 minutes past the hour, 20 minutes before the hour, 8 o'clock. This is Ron Kelly show because get it together, ladies and gentlemen. I just can't get it together. I just, I don't know if it's a conspiracy that the government doesn't want me to do my show. I don't know what the hell is going on. But anyway, it's you can check me out on YouTube, the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, or LinkedIn. A lot of y'all don't like LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn because that's where you find a job. If you aspiring to do something, the best place to do it is on LinkedIn because they get a chance to see you in action, and it works. So anyway, so Karmelo Anthony, this happened more than a year ago, so everybody's probably slept on this. It happened more than a year ago. Karmelo Anthony, not the basketball player. This Karmelo Anthony spells his first name with a K. The other Karmelo's name is called spells his first name with a C. But this Karmelo Anthony is on trial in Frisco, Texas, and an all-white jury because he did do it. Nobody can't say he's being falsely accused because he admitted he did it and he admitted that he was doing it. But now the hit is, and he won't get the death penalty. But with an all-white jury, he's probably going to wind up getting life in prison because it's an all-white jury. And I can't understand whoever the lawyers are, how would the defense allow that? How would defense allow this young man to be tried in front of an all-white jury? He's black. The kid he killed was white, and the whole jury is white. The judge is white. The whole room is white, except for a sprinkle of black folks. His family members and the people who support him. But how does the defense allow there to be an all-white jury? I just don't understand it. Because you got 12 white people sitting up there judging a black man. Now, he was wrong for what he did. Don't get it twisted. He was wrong. He should not have killed the boy. or stabbed the boy. We don't know, and we'll probably never know what the circumstances was behind it. But I thought we was over this all white jury stuff. I mean, I really did. I mean, when Obama got uh, elected, I never thought that we were over. Like some people thought, like, oh, we have overcome. We can stop singing the song now. No, I knew had not overcome. Barack Obama was an anomaly. But I thought we was over all white juries. I thought we were over that. I really did. I thought that, all white juries had came and gone. Because you can't tell me that there ain't no black people in Frisco, Texas. I ain't trying to hear that. You can't tell me that no black people, all the black people in that area, you can't tell me that all the black people in that area, just decided they didn't want to go to jury duty. I'm not even trying to hear that. That's bull. And I thought over all white jury stuff. But apparently we still on. And you can read the article for yourself. Karmelo Anthony, K. Mello, not C. Armello, it's K. Armello Anthony, killed the 17-year-old white boy a year ago at a school track meet. So he wasn't a thug, he wasn't a gang member. And we don't know. I mean, admittedly, there was better ways for him to have solved, he could have dealt with it in a different way. Pulling the weapon out, stabbing. The boy was younger than you. The boy was 2 years younger than Karmelo at the time. Karmelo was 18 and the boy was 16. So, you would, conventional wisdom, you would think that, he could have handled that in a better way. And if weapons are not, unless it's, the other person has a weapon too, weapons are always the last resort. And none of us will probably never know what actually happened unless there was they were under the states, they were in a locker room or something. So there's no cameras in the locker room. So there's not going to be any video of what actually happened. But, weapons are always the last resort because once you use it, like this young brother did, there's no turning back. He used it. The person he used it on is dead. And now he has to deal with the consequences. 19 years old is probably going to get life with an all-white jury. So unless his lawyer is Jesus Christ himself, I don't see him getting off, especially with an all-white jury. And again, that's, how many times have you seen an all-black jury? No. How many times have you seen an all-black jury in any case? Never. No, never. Even in the OJ, some of the big ones, OJ and some of the other people, black folks, there was never at all. Now, I know of some juries that were majority black, but you best believe there were some white folks on that jury. So we're going to see what happens with this Karmelo Anthony, not the basketball player that you see on the finals at halftime. Not him. This is another Karmelo Anthony who murdered a white boy 2 years younger than he was, admitted it, said he did it. And now he's on trial in front of an all-white jury. And he's got to have the worst defense, if they didn't protest that. And how do you get away with that? The prosecution, is it any more evident you plan on using the white folks? It's a guaranteed conviction. You got 12 white people on the jury. It's a guaranteed conviction. Just unbelievable. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back. And we have a couple of other things we need to talk about before we get out of here. It's only 14 minutes into the program, so we'll be going on until Lee. Wow, Lee Michaels. I haven't heard from him in years. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my buddy Lee Michael is my. Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, I guess it could be the internet. Um, okay. Let's take a break and we'll come back with more of the program. This is Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, RonKellyShow.com. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
It's a couple minutes past the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. It's just me. Yeah, I don't know. Help! By God, I need something because the devil is just all over my radio show, and I just can't win for losing with this thing. There's always something going on. I just don't know what else to do. You know, I don't know because now it's the internet. But anyway, everybody, it's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the Ron Kelly Shop, Facebook, sometime. Oh boy, yeah, having all kinds of trouble with the internet. I don't know what's going on, man. I tell you, I just can't get to Michael's radio. Yeah, I just cannot. Shout out to Lee, my radio brother, I met years ago. I forget what his uh, what his show was called. It's been a while since I've seen him. Shout out to you, my brother. So yeah, so Anthony, not the basketball player, the 19-year-old kid who stabbed another white kid. I mean, who stabbed the white kid. Karmelo Anthony is 19, and the one white kid, Austin, is 17, or was 17. Now he's dead. So Karmelo Anthony happened more than a year ago. The trial just started. Now I don't know if Carmelo Anthony has been in jail all that time. I don't think so. I'll have to look into that. But yeah. Anyway, everybody, it's just a couple of minutes past. It's 7:44. We're gonna go on for another 20 minutes. So I need to give an hour to my people at to my people at WBOK 12:30 a.m. It's what New Orleans on WBOK 12:30 a.m. Yeah, check out. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah. Here we go.
Tune in for your weekly dose of unapologetic conversations that don't dodge the truth or dilute the message. Stay informed on the issues that matter most on The Ron Kelly Show every Monday at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m.
That's right, Vic. 12:30 a.m. WBOK 12:30 a.m. The Ron Kelly Talk Radio program is on WBOK 12:30 a.m. in New Orleans. New Orleans premier radio station. It's what New Orleans is talking about. Shout out to my people down there, Charla. I hope you're okay. I pray for you every day, my sister. Love you like cook food. Wick, I don't love you like cook food, but my man Wick, who handles the transfer of the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program over to WBOK 12:30 a.m. since we're not live over there. But we're getting there. We're getting there. It 39 minutes past the beginning of the program. So yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. The Karmelo Anthony all-white jury for the trial. An all-white jury seated for the trial of Karmelo Anthony. And I can't say accused of or allegedly because he did it. And he said that he did it. So you can't say accused. You can't say allegedly because he says he did it. He did it. You know, so now there's an all-white jury. See, that's my problem. Okay, he did it. He should pay, you know. But if there's circumstances, if there's mitigating circumstances that we don't know about, then they need to be explored. And I know 12 white people in their heart of hearts is going to give this boy a break. You know, even if there's enough to assume that, hey, maybe, you know, he should get off. Even if there's enough, who knows if he's going to get acquitted by 12 white people. And like I said, I thought we were over with this. I never thought that we would have to go back to having a trial with an all-white jury. I thought we were done with that. But apparently not. Now we got another jury, all white, sitting in judgment of a black boy. 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony versus the 17-year-old that he killed with a knife. You see, what was you doing with a knife? You know, y'all Negroes got a, you know, what was you doing with a knife at school? What was you doing with a knife? I mean, if you feel threatened, I mean, wouldn't it have been better just to maybe speak to the principal or talk? I mean, there's always something better to do than grab a knife. You know, there's always something better to do than to grab a knife. So, and shout out to everybody listening to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Go to YouTube if you're on it and subscribe. Subscribe to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. So come on, man. Come on. There's always a better way to handle things than with a weapon. Unless your back's to the wall and there's no way out. You know, then in that case, you do what you got to do if your life is being threatened too. But if your life is not being threatened, come on, man. Come on, Karmelo. What the F was you doing with a knife at school? At a track meet, no less. You know, so there's some responsibility here. That Karmelo is going to probably go. You know, the good news is that he's young. So even if he gets 25 to life, you know, he'll be 44 when he gets out. So he'll still have somewhat of a life. I mean, if he gets 25 to life and he gets out, he gets paroled after 25 years, he'll only be 44. So he'll have a chance. I mean, it's borderline, but he'll have a chance at least to try to start a life at 44. You know. But again, this all-white jury stuff is ridiculous. Absolutely effing ridiculous. Okay, take a break. Come back with more on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. everybody. We're back. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com. The Ron 5 years, 46 years now. Amateur and Border for Transportation has been providing safe and reliable transportation to and from your destination. Family reunions, school trips, private school transportation. If you only got one kid, we can make that sure that kid gets to school safely, on time, reliably. So give them a call, 903-908-753-6423. Or you can email them, amaker.porterfield at Verizon. Your source. Safe and reliable transportation to and from your destination at it's just 26 minutes. Okay, 23. Shout out to my boy Wick down at I be giving him fits. And Wick, man, if I knew what the heck was going on with all of this stuff, all these problems I'm having, man, if I had a clue, I would try to get it straight. It's 8 minutes before 8 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock down in New Orleans, WBOK 12:30 a.m. It's what New Orleans is talking about. Okay, so we're in another uproar. For what it's worth. We're in another uproar about what happened with this young 14-year-old Asian man. South Carolina store owner killed the black boy. Now, I don't know what the racial makeup is of the jury. I got to find out. But this Asian man, Rick Chow, his name is. Rick Chow shot a 14-year-old in the back, Cyrus Carmack Belton. Shaquem Rick Chow. They always adopt an American name. This is in 2023. Rick Chow. 61 Asian man, Asian store owner. Convenience store in Columbia, South Carolina, but maintained he acted to defend his son. The killing since I mean, now come on. To save his son. Now, Chow thought that the young black boy had stole something from his store. Now, first of all, you're not supposed to leave your place of business and chase somebody down, especially for water. So there was a racial element to this. I'm sure there was a racial element to this, because why would you leave your store, you and your son leave the store to chase this boy? If he had a couple of bottles of water, so what? And we don't know if he did. But if he did, so what? Why would you run 100 yards away from your store to chase this boy? Now, the man's son, who definitely lied, said that the young man, Carmack Belton, pointed a gun at him. That is what Andy Chow, the son of the racist Asian store owner, that's what he said. He said he pointed a gun at him. 130 yards away. That's like a football field and a third. You know how far it is to run across a football field, to run back a football on a kickoff? So they ran 130 yards away from the store and claimed that the young 14-year-old kid had a gun. And shot him in the back. He was running away. Now, if he did steal a bottle of water, why would you, chase the boy down? If he did steal a bottle of water. Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So embarrassing. Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Just can't get it right. It's not me. It's not me. I don't know what the hell is going on, but it's not me. Anyway, shout out to Lee Michaels, my radio brother. Tried to get together with him a couple times. Didn't quite work out, but shout out to you, Lee. Thank you for partaking of my nonsense. So Wick is going to have to probably edit all of this, edit out because I'm not. It's not a podcast on WBOK 12:30 a.m. in New Orleans. It's not a podcast. It's just a voice. So Wick is going to have to, and he's a wizard, with this stuff, editing and all of that. WBOK. So he should be able to edit all this stuff out. Anyway, so what I was talking about before the screen just went blank. I don't know what the hell happened. But what I was talking about was this young boy shot in the back, Cyrus, shot in the back by the Asian man who chased him for 130 yards. Another Trayvon Martin chased him for 130 yards. Thought he had stolen a bottle of water. Said that the young man pulled the gun on him. But how? You shoot. I don't get it. What did he was laying on his stomach when he pulled the gun? I don't get it. Was he laying on his stomach when he pulled the gun? Because they said they shot him in the back. The coroner says he was shot in the back. So how do you shoot somebody how did somebody point a gun at you and they're facing away from you, which is what probably happened with him when he got shot in the back? So I don't understand that. They're saying that this young 14-year-old, he was killed by this Asian store owner and he was shot in the back. Because the Asian store owner's son, which he's a straight up liar, he lied and said that Cyrus, the young man, 14-year-old, pointed a gun at him and then his father shot Cyrus. So how can you point a gun at somebody and get shot in the back? Somebody explain that to me. How can you point a gun at somebody and get shot in the back? Now, if you point a gun at somebody, you have to be facing that person. So this is just unbelievably, crazy. And I know a lot of people, when this was the Asian store owner gas station, and black folks tore that place up, and there were a lot of people who thought that was the right thing, but I didn't think it was the right thing because it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. So I didn't think that it was the right thing to do. Revenge is mine, says the Lord, not us. And I didn't necessarily think it was the right thing to do, but that's what people did. They tore the place up right after the verdict. They tore this place up. So because he can't do business there anymore because he won't survive. His business is not going to survive, and he won't survive. But it's ridiculous. A 14-year-old kid. Even if he did steal a bottle of water, so what? You see, because I used to do security. I used to do armed security. I don't do it much anymore. I never did it as a regular job. Doesn't pay enough, even though you're putting your life on the line. But I did armed security, and I used to do armed security at a supermarket owned by Asian people. This ain't, I'm not anti-Asian or anything like that, but I used to do security in the supermarket that was owned by Asian people. And they would always try to get us, me and my other brother, I won't mention his name, try to get us to go to check black folks as they were leaving the store. And I did it a couple of times, when they pointed out people, but those people didn't have anything on them. Not the ones I checked anyway. So, and the people would get upset about it. And they wouldn't get upset because they stole something and afraid they're going to get caught. They got upset because they didn't want to be suspected of stealing anything. And see, Asian people think that black folks steal. They think that we all steal. And that's why, and that's super, and see, and they put their businesses in our neighborhoods and they don't respect us. You know, Asian people put their businesses in our neighborhoods, Chinese restaurants. Chinese restaurants thrive even in the worst neighborhood. The Chinese restaurant is the business that usually lasts the longest. Why? Because we be going in there and buying their food. Now, I'm not saying that we should, you know, strike out against Asian people, but this is what's going on. And I heard it from the horse's mouth. When I used to do security at this place, this supermarket, they would tell us to check out the people because it was in Irvington. I'll put that much out there. The supermarket was in Irvington. And they used to try to get us to go after the black folks when the black folks were leaving the store. I did it a couple of times, and then I refused. I said, no, I'm not doing that. Because obviously in Irvington, you're not going to see no white people in there. You know, so it was majority overwhelmingly black and Hispanic. Not even that many Hispanics. It was just lots of black people. And see, Asian people put their stores in our neighborhoods, and we spend millions of dollars in their stores every year. You know, and like I said, the Chinese restaurant always thrives, even in the worst neighborhood, even in a bankrupt, busted, disgusted neighborhood. The Chinese restaurant survives. They'll put up that bulletproof gate wall, and they'll pass you that food through the little, portal that they build into that bulletproof glass. And that Chinese restaurant will survive for years because you can go in there and get a cheap meal, not knowing what they're serving you. So I'm not against the Asian community. I don't know any Asian people like to be friendly with, but I remember what they used to do, and I didn't like it. And Asian people, they put their stores in our neighborhoods. Don't like us, don't trust us, think we steal all the time. That's why you go in the neighborhood, a Chinese store, Chinese business in the hood, there's always somebody by the door. There's always somebody by the door because they think we steal all the time. You see, but we allow this. You see, and this is the point I be trying to make, that we have to begin to take responsibility for the stuff we do and the stuff we don't do. We have to begin to take responsibility for that. For the twerking, for the tearing up the Carnival Cruise Line. They don't want black people on the boat, all of this stuff. Call your supervisor when they pull us over. Police are not obligated to call their supervisor when they pull you over. They don't have to call their supervisor. Pennsylvania versus Mims is the Supreme Court case. They don't have to, I know my rights. No, when they pull you over, you ain't got no rights. You have to comply with whatever they tell you to do, within reason. You have to comply. If they say get out the car, you got to get out the car. If they say give me your license registration, you got to give it to them. If they do something wrong, you can always handle it in court or get a lawyer. But, come on. So we have to begin to take responsibility for the stuff we do. Look at some of the streets, some of the hood areas that I have to go in, and I'm always carrying my gun. But when I go around white people, don't bother me to be around white people. I don't feel no threat from white people. So when I go around white folks, I go into white neighborhoods and stuff, I don't feel no threat. Now, there are some white areas like, Sheepshead Bay and some places, where it wouldn't be the smartest thing to do to go there. But they don't want to rob you. They just want to kill you or beat you up. So there are some areas, it's like that you shouldn't go in as a black person. But when I go into black areas, I should feel okay, and I don't. You know. So we got about 12 minutes. It's about 12 minutes before the hour, 12 minutes before the program is over. You know, and Vic is going to have a fit trying to edit all the stuff out that happened on the show today. We'll get it together. We'll get it together. Anyway, it's actually 13 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock down in New Orleans, where the Ron Kelly Show airs. WBOK 12:30 a.m. in New Orleans. Yes, we do. So, yeah, you can check it out. WBOK 12:30 a.m. Monday night. If you miss me, Monday night 7 o'clock their time, 8 o'clock our time. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. Okay. So Lee Michaels, Lee, holler at me, talk to me. Yeah, I've been trying to talk to Lee Michaels for years. Just ignored me until today. Anyway, we will take a quick break. Hopefully I'll come back. Hopefully I'll come back to see you again. This is the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show, and it's on. And it's on blogtalkradio.com. The Ron Kelly Show. Where'd all this stuff go? Here you go. Yeah. Blogtalkradio.com, the Ron Kelly Show. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Yeah, and by the way, I still look like that. Anyway, it's 15 minutes past the hour. It's the Ron Talk Radio program. We got about 9 minutes and some change left for the show. So yeah, we got Karmelo Anthony, not the basketball player, but the Karmelo Anthony, 19-year-old high school kid on trial for murder. He stabbed a white kid to death. Karmelo, what was you doing with a knife? See, kids, come on. The last thing you want to do is carry a weapon. You know, you didn't need no weapon. And our kids have to understand that. You don't need no gun. You don't need none of that stuff. You know, because you had a knife and now, you know, you got to do some time, regardless of what the jury is. Now, I do object to there being an all-white jury. I object to that, there being an all-white jury. And like I said, I thought we were past that. I thought the days of the all-white jury was over. You know, but apparently they're not. You know, I thought it was over. So you got him, and then you got the young kid, Cyrus Karmelo, who was killed by the Asian man, chased down. And see, I don't get it. See, the black folks do that, it'd be a murder charge, and it would stick. So I don't understand how, you know, you could run out of your store with your son, chase somebody. I mean, you know, the least, you know, I watch some of the court TV and some of the shows where the lawyers come on there and they critique the cases. And I mean, it is possible that the prosecution overcharged. You know, the prosecution overcharged. So, in other words, they charged Mr. Chow with murder when they probably should have said manslaughter. So that's the mistake that the prosecution made. They overcharged the Asian man. And what he did in the eyes of the jury anyway didn't rise to murder in the first degree. So if they would have been lesser included offense of manslaughter or involuntary manslaughter, you know, he would have got something. So the prosecution, they went, they 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 shot her. They shot her. They took a shot from half court, missed because they overcharged, and the Asian man got off because the jury couldn't find him guilty of malice murder. Because the question is, when he ran out of his store, did he run out there with the intent to kill? Did he shoot at the boy while he was running? See, because we may never know any of this stuff. And then the man, he had his son. His son is going to lie. Any one of us would lie for our parents. I would lie for my parents. I would lie for my father if he killed somebody and I thought my father was going to prison. Yeah, I would lie in a minute. So this Asian boy, Chow's son, Andy Chow, he lied. And he was found not guilty. Now, what I want to know is what was the racial makeup? What was the racial makeup of this guy's? Let me see. Let me see if they even racial makeup of child jury. Let's see. Because some people are wondering why he didn't get convicted. This Chinaman. Some people are wondering why he didn't get convicted. So now this is 3 years ago. And he got acquitted of murder. Now they're saying it was a multiracial jury for the rich child. But what black person would not vote to convict? That's what I want to know. What black person, because they're saying it was unanimous. So whoever was on that jury, they all voted the same way. And then you have white folks. See, and again, they should have allowed, they should have charged him with manslaughter as well, because he might have gotten charged. He might have got, manslaughter. So the black folks and the Asian folks on that, the black folks and the Asian folks and the white folks, they're saying it was a mix of racial, ethnic groups. So, and it was a unanimous jury. So, unanimous verdict. So everybody who was on that jury, the prosecution overreached, and they charged the man with murder. Wow, because he is now he is liable for what happened, but maybe not didn't rise to murder, and that's why he got acquitted, because they don't think he murdered him, and they didn't have the opportunity for a lesser charge. So so we'll see if I doubt if the prosecution appeals the case. I doubt it, because they effed up and they didn't let the man be charged with murder. They with manslaughter, rather. Manslaughter in the first degree. He would have probably overreached. They went for murder, and that's why the Asian man got off. because they're saying that the jury was a mixed bag of folks. So it wasn't that. So anyway, it's about a minute and a half, 40 hours. This has been a long, long hour. You know, we'll get it together though. We'll get it together. People trying to call me. Anyway, yeah, we'll get it together. But yeah, that's so if you're looking for the 14-year-old, the reason why the Asian man, so if you really want to know, because it wasn't the racial makeup of the jury. They're saying that the jury was a mix of folks. I can't understand why any black person would not vote to convict, regardless. Jury nullification, whatever. It worked for working for white folks for years. All white jury guarantees an acquittal or a conviction, depending on what side of that jury you're on. Anyway, everybody, it's about 40 seconds before the program is over. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. Shout out to my people, WBLK 12:30 a.m. It's what New Orleans is talking about. You can check me out there Monday night, 7 p.m. their time on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. So I like to say that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice, and that we may not have it all together, but together we can certainly have it all. Thank you so much. I am out of here.